What's going on, guys? How are you doing today? I am JT, and this is my beautiful crypto den. I am so thankful that you have tuned in for this very exciting topic, which would be Ripple Labs, XRP, XRPL, all of those sexy words that are just all over the news channels. I am excited to talk about it. Before I get going, one shameless YouTuber plug. Gotta do it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. It means the world to me. It really does. I'm not being ironic or funny or satirical. I look forward to the feedback. I look forward to the likes, and it means a lot. And it keeps me showing up. I thank you. And if I haven't earned it yet, stick around. I will. That is my mission in life. It is very important to me that I bring you value. So, second thing, I apologize for my voice and energy. I am still fighting off that cold. I still have my hair in a bun because when you feel bad, you do not want to mess with long hair. And to all the fellas out there, real quick, side topic, if you want a man bun, it is way more. It is way more than you bargained for. I can tell you that, okay? I have a newfound appreciation for women that wear their hair down in the heat. If I see hair out in the summer now, I'm like, good for you, girl. You get it. Good on you, because it is difficult. It sucks. You gotta brush it. It sticks to your face when there's a little bit of sweat. God, it's just the wind's blowing and you can't see anything. It's so I am impressed with all the ladies out there that have long hair and deal with it day to day. It is a lot, but it looks good, so you just stick with it. I guess is the thing. Either way, today, very cool topic: XRP, Ripple, XRPL. Let me describe those three things, and then I'm going to talk about the problem, how we have a solution, and then why that solution could be worth hundreds of times more in the future. It's already worth that now, but to realize that, that's what I want you to understand here today. You come here at my channel, you tune in for an investor's thesis, the information, the perspective you need to relax, bring down that cortisol level, and not be emotionally disparaged when you're looking at these news lines headlines on the news and the market swinging 30%. I don't want you worried about it. I want you to have a long-term perspective. That's how you make it in this space. That's how you keep level-headed, and life is just easier that way. So why should you be long-term on Ripple? Why should you be long-term on XRP? Well, first, you got to understand the problem. Let's say right now, if I am an immigrant or I am a bank for in a country, okay, and I want to send money to my home nation as an immigrant, so the consumer perspective, or to an outside debtor, maybe, from a country's perspective. So let's say I am from, I don't know, Ghana, and I move to London. I want to send $10,000 or more back home to my family. And then Ghana also needs to pay $50 million of debt to London as well. Okay, in both scenarios, consumer and enterprise, we got to send money across borders, border to border, meaning a country to a country. In both scenarios, if it's over $10,000, which both scenarios are, it's got to go through Swift. If it's less than 10, it might even be like $1,000 or more. It's got to go through Swift because I know Cash App can do some smaller transactions, $500 or something like that. But the majority of the money of fiat is, at the end of the day, the infrastructure, the actual technology, the money is used to move through those systems, right? It is Swift. It's a government-independent body, half private, half public, and it is in charge of just moving money across borders. It takes 1 to 4 weeks to do, and it could cost anywhere from like 0.5 to 10%, depending on how many borders the money needs to cross and a bunch of other stuff. It's slow and it's expensive. So in either scenario, the countries are getting, cut 1,000 times to make their debt payments. And then the people that are making a life for themselves are being floated the bill for the lack of innovation and infrastructure that Swift has not invested in. They've just pocketed the profits instead of keeping up with the times. So XRP comes out in 2017. Ripple Labs comes out with 2017 with their project XRP. It's important to understand the difference. Ripple Labs is the company, XRP is the project. Ripple Labs is partnered with Bank of America and has been a member of the World Economic Forum since, I believe, 2019. It is a legitimate company with employees, with leadership, right? XRP, legitimate project. They turned on 2 central banks and we rose almost 15x. Okay, it just moved billions, not trillions. Which, by the way, Swift moves like trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions. It's a lot of money. So XRP has already shown its potential and how valuable the solution is. But I want you to understand, from an investor's thesis, this is a legitimate problem, and XRP is not the only one trying to solve it. And it doesn't necessarily mean that XRP will beat Swift. I believe this is where we're getting into my opinion. And again, disclaimer, I do own XRP, so I am exposed. So take it with as many grains of salt as you please. But I personally believe Swift will end up partnering with XRP. It just makes sense. The fact that that Ripple Labs is that close to Bank of America. Bank of America has been working with the Hyperledger fabric and is pretty open about what they have going on in crypto. They're filing for trademarks and copyrights and patents for everything in the crypto space. Like Bank of America is just on top of it. I just believe Swift will have an upgrade and it'll be the XRPL. And I believe that is how all monies across countries will be moved shortly. Because when countries can move money at the speed of light, watch out. Things will be happening really fast and it'll be really exciting. So, problem, solution, why XRP could 1000x. That brief example I gave you is a great argument. So we went from 800 million market cap to like 16 billion inside of 3 or 4 months. I want to say 2018 or 2019, somewhere in there, just from banks, 2 central banks deciding to use the XRPL and to start moving fiat through it. And then XRP got hit with a lawsuit saying that it's a security when it's not. And, we've been dealing with that lawsuit since. Come June this year, 2023, we're going to have a verdict on that case. And it could either be really, really positive for XRP and the space as a whole, or negative for both. Either scenario, I still think XRP is okay. XRP, if it is a security, is going to have another year and a half of struggling to reach all-time highs in a bull, which would suck for people that have been here a long time. But once they go through all the regulatory concerns, they still have the solution. It's not like the company goes out of business. The fines they can afford. They're partnered with some of the biggest players. I do not see a future where XRP is not used. I just think it won't play out the way all the maxis think it will. So imagine, the addressable market, right? We turn on 2 central banks. We have over 160 something really industrialized countries that would have this form of kind of monetary system that would participate. So, just to pull 16x from 2, you have roughly 80x more banks that could be turned on. That's a few hundred easily off current market innovations and products that they have. Who knows how much further it could go. If you are an app right now and you do not work with ISO 20022, that means you're not going to work with XRPL. You're not going to be able to have a fiat on-ramp as convenient as other apps. You're going to be at a disadvantage. So it's very likely that also not only will it be moving a lot of the international monies, but it might become the layer 1 standard for tokens and the centralized apps and multi-chain apps. I think it is a likely scenario where if you got trillions of dollars sitting on a ledger like that, you're going to want to be hooked up to it for the user's benefit. If they have a federally issued wallet, they got their paycheck in there, and they could also just go mint an NFT or something, or they wanted to go buy anything. They wanted to invest in stocks, because I believe stocks and equities will be tokenized eventually. They want to go do things with that paycheck. If they have to pull it out of their wallet that's functional on the XRPL, they then have to then move it to an ERC possible wallet or something else, another protocol's wallet, and then deploy it that way. That is just not a user experience that'll be great. So I believe when XRPL becomes institutionally mainstream, it just makes sense that consumer apps will need to work with it. But it doesn't necessarily mean it'll be the layer one winner. It'll just supplement with interoperability and oracles and bridges getting better and better. It's just going to become the backbone of money, of the quantum financial system that we're moving into. All that being said, it's an exciting proposition. I highly recommend you do your research. I hope you were able to learn a little bit extra about XRP. Hopefully you understand the positive thesis around XRP and why so many people are excited about its future, including myself. I am one of them. So I hope this was helpful. I am looking forward to making my next ones and engaging with you guys. Seriously, I'm overwhelmed with the success so far. I know it's not a lot of subs. I know it's not a lot of you out there, but I really appreciate you. So thank you again. Take care of one another. Until next time, I'll see you guys.